Well, let me bring in another guest on the program tonight from Abuja. So we get another perspective from a senior lawyer, senior advocate of Nigeria, and a professor of law, Tahir Maman, who joins us from Abuja. He's also the vice chancellor of the Base University. Thank you so much, Professor, for coming on tonight on Politics Today. So tell us, how does the news of, the news of the report about Justice Onnoghen resigning as Chief Justice of Nigeria, how does this come to you?
Thank you, Sean. There is some element of inevitability in actually what has happened. The way the Onnoghen saga has been going on, one actually had expected him to have taken this decision much earlier instead of going through the whole hog of having all his affairs, in the public domain, the way it has been throughout the trial. And the problem now is, if it is true, because it is not in the officially confirmed yet, but if it is true, my fear is that it may be a bit late in the day for him, because it should have come after or before the NJC met and took a decision on him. Now, coming after, it becomes a bit of a matter of discretion whether to accept or not accept, because the NJC has, well, we are not privy yet to the details of the recommendations to Mr. President, but obviously from the reports, it's like the president has been advised to get him removed from office, by the NJC. And so whether his decision now to resign will be effective, it's another complication for him. Because normally in public service, if a disciplinary process is on, and then an officer does not resign before a decision is taken, it is well within his rights and his province to do that. But after that a decision has been taken by the disciplinary body, now it becomes a matter of discretion whether to accept or reject that decision on his part, and then proceed, and then for the agency now to proceed with whatever decision that it took.
We've been talking about the number one judicial officer in the land, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Onnoghen, who has resigned his position. Those are the reports that we're hearing today. And whether or not the presidency has been able to confirm it, Mr. Adeshina has been talking to us on the program from Jordan, and also Professor Tahir Maman, a professor of law, senior advocate of Nigeria, and the vice chancellor of the Base University from our Abuja studio. And we're talking about the implications of all of this. If he quits the bench, in terms of resigning, what becomes of the recommendation of the NJC and perhaps the office? This is the acting CGN. Will he be the one recommend that? We don't know the details of the recommendation of the NJC. Is he set to take over from him? What is going to happen should the presidency accept the resignation of Justice Onnoghen? Truly, if he has given his resignation letter, will this man become the next CJN of Nigeria? What exactly is NJC telling the president? So the big issue here is the NJC recommendation versus Onnoghen's resignation. In the judicial term, what does this mean if this man truly has resigned? And what does it mean in terms of the civil service law and procedure? What does it mean if he resigns, if his resignation is accepted? And that's what we're talking to Professor Tahir Maman, who's been talking to us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, Mr. Afemi Adeshina, who is also with us on the program. We'll be getting some of his final thoughts on the program before he goes. But let me come back to you, Professor Maman. As it stands right now, should the presidency say or confirm that Chief Justice of Nigeria, Onnoghen, has truly resigned, what does this mean? If his resignation is not accepted, and that means the NJC has said it should be removed. What does that mean?
Well, as I said, resignation is an option which is available to any public servant and on any ground whatsoever. And in a lot of cases, people do that to avert the consequences of a disciplinary action. And so if it is done, somebody goes home with all his entitlements and whatever that he is entitled to in the service. Whereas in the case of a recommendation for removal, it is the final product of a disciplinary process, and it carries a lot of consequences. The person may be deprived of so many things, and in this particular case, coming after the NJC has gone through its processes and deliberated on it and taken a decision, it now becomes as a kind of afterthought, and it will now, whether the president will accept or not, it becomes a matter of discretion. Because as we know, under the provision of the Constitution, there are quite a number of grounds on which a president can be removed. And in this particular case, I suspect, as we know, the details are not specified, but one thing is clear, and the NJC has said it is not on the grounds of the ongoing matter before the Code of Conduct, because it is sub judice, so it cannot use that. And then obviously the CJM is with sound mind, so it's instead of on grounds of infirmity of body or mind, so it can only be clearly on ground of misconduct, and based on information which is before that particular body.
Professor, sorry
now, if it is on ground of misconduct,
sorry if I
consequences can follow.
Sorry if I may butt in. The big question will be, the case is in court. Even the NJC did recognize that it might be sub judice to make a decision pending the determination of the case in front of the CCT. So if it comes out, let's assume that Chief Justice of Nigeria, Walter Onnoghen, comes out clean out of that case, what is the implication of that?
Well, there are a number of scenarios there, actually. It is not every misconduct that amounts to some form of criminality. Misconduct has a very wide definition, and that is why the Constitution provides various scenarios, one of which is misconduct, and then the other one is a breach of the Code of Conduct. And then also remember, the judiciary, they have their own ethical regime and rules as well. So there are all these things all there. And so what is before the Code of Conduct is a very specific form of breach, which is one of many others. So NJC can hang its decision on a number of things which are really not related to what is going on in the Code of Conduct. And so it has that latitude under 292 of the Constitution. And as I said, once it takes that decision, having gone through its own procedures, that can stay outside the ongoing trial in the before the Code of Conduct Tribunal.
All right. Professor, before I allow you to go, tell us, just quickly, maybe in less than 30 seconds because we're out of time, the big question again also will be, if the presidency does not accept his resignation and the NJC has recommended that he be removed, will he still be regarded as a former CJN? Will he be accorded that title?
Well, he will be a former CJN, but that's a different thing from the privileges available to former CJNs. So he could be stripped of other privileges and benefits which go to which a retired officer would have enjoyed.
Right.
So these are some of the consequences of being removed from office on the basis of fault.
Professor Tahir Maman, for your thoughts there. Always a pleasure having you. Before, let's close with Mr. Adesina's final closing moment. Is there anything you want to tell us about this case before we go? And it will be interesting if you can tell us, is the president going to be talking about his cabinet in the next few months? We understand that he might be rejigging his cabinet. Is it true? Just quickly before we go.
Yes, definitely the president himself has spoken about that before. And he has said few days, weeks, not months, definitely. After inauguration, yes, there will be a new cabinet.
Anything on Justice Walter Onnoghen?
No. You know, a spokesman speaks after he has been briefed.
Mr. Adesina, you perhaps was one of those people that creeps out of my interviews with some of your answers. But thank you so much. Always a pleasure having you talk to us. Mr. Femi Adesina, the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, and also Professor Maman Tahir, the vice chancellor of Base University of Nigeria. That's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Chion Kimale. Bye-bye.